I hope everybody's doing well. Today I've asked all of you guys to send me DMs of what you wanted me to film next because I bought new lights and I wanted to film. So you guys, well, the majority of you wanted me to film a cut crease. I went onto Pinterest and I had a look at a few inspirational photos of cut crease makeup. I've chosen one and I've sort of mimicked it, but again, like always, I gave it my own twist to the end. So if you want to know how I got this look, please keep watching. So again today, because I wanted to dedicate this look just on the eyes, I'm going to quickly show you what I use for my base makeup. I haven't done my contour, bronzer, highlight and blush yet, but I wanted to show just that bit and the eyeshadow bit on my channel today. What I use for my primer, foundation, concealer and brow products, I will show you in just a sec. So for my primer, I used again the Numasque Skin Professional Coverage Cosmetics Skin Renewal Under Makeup Moisturiser. You guys all know that I really love this product. I am dead set in love with it, even on the days where I don't put makeup on and I'm just gonna roam around the house or don't go do some chores. I pop this bad boy on and I just walk out of the house like that, only because it says that it's advanced with vitamin E cream, which helps the skin stay soft and hydrated. For my foundation, I use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 220. Now I don't fake tan anymore as much as I used to. Actually, I don't fake tan at all. I want to give my skin a little break, and because I do use fake tan on my nose, on my face as well, I realize that I'm getting really flaky and really dehydrated and tight on my face and in my T-zone. So what I did was I went and picked up a very lighter shade, maybe 2-3 shades lighter than my tanned one, which is the 310. I went and picked up the 220, and you guys all know that I love this. I rave about this foundation left, right and center on my channel. I'm in love with it. Like, thank God for Maybelline, eh? Now on top of my foundation, I use the Napoleon Perdis Boudoir Mist Spray Foundation in the shade Look 3. The reason why I use this is because it gives the foundation coverage an extra boost and also a radiance, a glow, and just an airbrushed finish. I mean, it's $40 per bottle as far as I know. No, it's $69 per bottle. But if you're a makeup artist and you do freelancing makeup, it's a wonder in a bottle. Honestly, dream come true with airbrushed skin in real life with this spray foundation. And on top of my foundations, I use the Benefit What's Up on my high cheekbones. I wanted to give this look that dewy, healthy sort of effect to the skin. So I went ahead and I used this. I know it kind of defeats the purpose of putting this on and then putting your powder foundation or your setting powder on, because basically you're mattifying it again. But I do realize that this actually does give my skin that extra moisturization, and it gives my highlighter an extra boost when I put it on further in my makeup. For my concealer, I use the Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer in the shade 20 Light. The reason why I use this is because it's ultra thick and ultra cut, like it's beyond coverage. If you've got blemishes, if you've got imperfections on your face, go for this little bad boy. Honestly, it does wonders. It's a wonder in 20 mils. I used it also to conceal my brows as well, only for the plain purpose of it being really thick in texture and full coverage. My brow products for today is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the shade Dark Brown. You guys know that I do love using my BH Cosmetics eyeshadow palette for my eyebrows now that my hair's dark and my facial features are dark. But I wanted to shake things up a little bit today, and I used my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. I am in love with this little tube of amazingness. It glides on like a dream and also blends out. It's not too harsh. You can use it to be very fair or very light-handed with your eyebrow makeup. But if you're like me and you like to go bold and out there with your eyebrow makeup, definitely use Anastasia Beverly Hills. Like I said, I wanted to keep this look really dewy, so I went ahead and I used the Benefit Highbrow Glow, and the reason for this is, again, like I wanted to keep this look very dewy, so I just put that underneath, defining my lower brow line and also defining the high tops of my brows. So for my setting powder, I use the Australis Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder in the shade Medium Tan. I'm not going to rave any much more about this on my channel because it's like I'm a broken record. I absolutely love this stuff. I will never ever change. I'm not talking it too big, but I will never ever change from this little bad boy until I find something that can top this product. So for my contour today, I'll be using the Australis Queen C Cream and Powder Contouring and Highlighting Kit, and I'll just be using the really dark cool tone brown shade over there. You guys know that I'm in love with Australis, so I don't really need to say anything about their products and how amazing they are. Like, look at that. Absolutely stunning. Now, I do want to keep my contour very harsh, very straight, but also make it look really blended out as well. I'm still keeping that dewy sort of look that I wanted to go for. Now, I don't really need to do this step because I do have a really defined jaw, but just for the purpose of the video, I'm going to go ahead and define my jaw with that contouring shade as well, and also blow up my look or make my face look a bit more defined by contouring my temples and my forehead as well. Now, you want to put this in the hairline, not on your face, because you don't want to look like you've contoured and then you've just got bare foundation. Now, for my bronzer, I wanted to use the L'Oreal Paris Glam Bronze in the shade 04 Universal Sun. Like I said, I wanted to shake things up a little bit in this tutorial, so I'm trying all of the products that I actually haven't touched in such a long time in this tutorial, and these are one of them. I actually picked this up when I was at Turkey. Wow. So it's not cool toned at all. It's actually very warm toned, very pigmented, and from what I can tell, it's amazingly blendable. Like, look at that pigmentation on it. And it may look a little harsh on the camera, but we will definitely be blending that out. Okay, so to blend that out a little bit, I'm just going to go ahead and use my old foundation brush. So I want to make it a bit more sharper. So I'm sort of like cancelling out the places that I want to conceal in a way. And that's just my jawline. See how that's cleaned it up so well on both sides? And then I'm going to go ahead with the Australis Quincy palette and just use my BH Cosmetics 126 brush. Grab the banana shade that's on the palette, the powder banana shade, and just run it along where I have cancelled out. So that's just going to sharpen the look and define my cheekbones and also my face a lot more. So as you guys know, I do like to highlight before I do my blush, and for that I'll be using my Models Prefer Mineral Powder Soft Touch in the shade Glow 1. So I'll just show you what that shade is. So there's 3 shades. It comes all in thirds. So the pink one is called Summer Heart, this one is called Golden Glow, and the bottom one is called Natural Tan. I'm going with Golden Glow today. And to place that on, I'll be using my BH Cosmetics 126 brush.
I have a BH Cosmetics order on its way.
I've bought stuff that I actually wouldn't go ahead and ever purchase. And with this product, I tend to put on 3 layers. I know that's really intense, but I'm like a highlight. That on top of my brow as well. So wherever I turn that hits the sun or any light, I will definitely be going. And now for my nose contour, I'll be using my Napoleon Perdis Camera Finish Powder Foundation in the shade Look N5 or Topaz. That's what she looks like. You guys know that I have used this product basically in all my tutorials except for maybe 2 as far as I can remember. I am absolutely in love, and at the moment my skin is absolutely so disgusting that everything flakes off or melts off because of the weather here. It's on and off. Like at the moment it is absolutely boiling and there's like black clouds out. Australia. But yeah, I'm going in with my N5 and I absolutely love this product. If there is one thing I can tell you guys to try out from this tutorial, one of them will definitely be the Napoleon Perdis Camera Finish Foundation. Now, I've never ever used my BH Cosmetics 131 brush. It is a nose contouring brush. I'm going to give it a try for this tutorial. I've never used it. If it goes wrong, we'll just fix it up. We'll see how we go. So I'm guessing you just dab the 2 little top bits. I'll show you what it looks like. So that's it there up close. So I just dabbed the 2 tips of it so I can sort of like draw my contour on, if that makes sense. Okay, so it definitely does work to draw it on. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and use my trusty old 130 brush. I just have a lot more control with this one on where I want my lines. So that side is where I've controlled with my 130 brush, and the other side is where I've put on the contour with my 131 brush. And then to blend that out, I'll be using my BH Cosmetics 128 brush. So now for my blush, I'll be using my Essence Glitter in the Air Strobing Blush and Highlighting Powder in the shade 0. When in doubt, add glitter. Now with this product, the reason why I'm using it today is because, like I said, I really wanted that dewy sort of effect. And it is a blush and a strobing powder. It does have little glitters in it, I can say. It's a very mauve, pink, lavender, I don't know how to describe it. It's just an amazing shade to create that strobed, glowy, dewy sort of sun-kissed effect to the skin. So now that we're done with the base, I'll be moving on to my eyes and eyebrows. Now what I mean by eyebrows is I'm just going to put my brow gel on top or my fiber brow on top. Now that I'm done with all of my powder products, so there will be nothing that will be wrecking my brow shape that I put my brows into. And for that, I'll be using my Chi Chi fiber brow in the shade medium brown. And because I'm almost out of this product, I just want to go in and put some color onto it. This does add fiber, like fake eyebrows, to my eyebrow, but I do want to add a little bit of color. So for that, I'll be using my Maybelline Brow Drama in the shade dark brown. I'm just going to let that dry a little bit because I want nothing on it. And while I'm letting that dry, I'm just going to show you guys the kind of makeup that I am going for today. I've gone on Pinterest and looked up all sorts. That's where I've mainly get my inspiration from. But I did find this really warm toned half cut crease sort of look. And I'll just show you guys now, but like it's amazing. So I don't know who she is. I don't know where she's from. But amazing makeup is done onto her. As you guys can see, there's like the browns and the reds and the oranges sort of, and the golds. It's absolutely amazing. And yes, I'll be getting my inspiration off this look, but I won't be completely using it. I'll add my little signature to the look. So we'll see how that goes. So for my eyeshadow today, to be able to mimic this look, I want to use my Too Faced Sweet Peaches palette. And for my base shade, I'll be going in with White Peach. And for that, I'll just be going with any flat top brush. I'm going to be carving out my eyebrows with this again. So I'll first start it off the high tops of my brow, move inwards. And this just allows my shadows to blend in really well. Look at the pigmentation. Even in the white shade, it's amazing. Now, in the look, it looks like she's used sort of an orangish, burnt orange sort of tone for her transition. So I'm going to try to mimic that. And what I'll be using for that is Summer Yum. And for that, I'll be going in with my BR16 brush from Napoleon Perdis. So I'm going to be basically focusing that not in my crease, but on top of my crease where my brow bone starts, as you guys can see. I'll try to move it a little bit closer so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. I still don't have zoom on my camera, so sorry about that. But because the Samsung NX Minis are now, like Samsung has stopped making cameras, they just don't do lenses anymore too. And it's really hard to find it. But I'll be getting my Canon back from Turkey, so okay, I'm making this shade a lot more intense because that's what it is in the photo. Keeping the brow bone area, like right underneath your brows, very prominent, very white and clean. I'm happy with that. Now I am bringing this shade all the way into my inner corner because we will be cleaning that up by doing a cut crease. So all is good. It may look a bit messy now, but trust me, when we're at the end, it's going to look all put together and So now grabbing my Napoleon Perdis BR9 brush, it's a little bullet type brush, and I'm using this to only focus on the places where I want. So I'm basically going to place the product, place the shadow, and sort of draw it out before I blend it out. Okay, so for that, I'll be using my Carly Bybel palette, and I'll be using the very last shade on the second row. So for this shade, I'm going to be placing it right in the dent of my eyelid, and we want to make this as intense as we can. Sort of drawing out a V and going inwards, and then with barely anything left on the product, taking that halfway onto your brow bone. So it's sort of, I know it looks really disgusting right now, don't worry, we're going to fix it up by blending it, but it looks a little bit more intensified. Now with my blending brush, without even cleaning it, I'm just going to go in and blend that so I know exactly where to place this shade, and then dabbing my blending brush in that brown shade again, tapping my excess off and just popping that in that area that I have placed it into and buffing it out. As you guys can see, I am holding my brush by the tip. I am not holding it anywhere close to the beginning so that I am not really harsh, and I want like this shade ends up to be very blended and leaving it smoky. Now we're going to be warming that color up a little bit. So right on top of that brown shade on the BH Cosmetics Carly Bybel palette, there is a plum sort of shade over there, and I'm going to be getting this and placing that again on top of that brown shade because I want it to look warm. I don't want anything cool about this look. I want this look to look warm. So to blend those two colors together, I'm going to be using that plum shade, and again bringing it all the way to the inner corner. I know, you look intense. And doing the same thing on the other side. So with any flat top brush, I'll be using Summer Yum again on my lower lash line. I want the lower lash line to look a lot more ashy and earthy because we will be putting glitter on this later on. So I'm bringing some Yum all the way up to my inner corner without even blending it. Put it on very rough, like neat rough, not like rough. Now again, taking that same brush, just clean it off on your hand, doesn't really matter, and using white peach again and running this along just on the high tips of your brow, which is that little arch area that you have there, just so that area is really prominent. Now grabbing any mini bullet brush, spraying it with your Fix Plus or setting spray, and then I'll be using Licious. So I'm creating a foiled sort of look, and I want to just dab this onto my inner corner. Literally just dab and let it go. So this is my second time doing my cut crease, and again I'll be using my Maybelline Conceal in the shade 20 Light. I'm just going to put just a tiny drop, maybe that big, that much, onto the back of my hand. To carve out my cut crease, I'll be using my Napoleon Perdis Boudoir 17 brush. You want to tilt your mirror in a way where you're going to be sort of half closing your eyes, and then literally carving out just halfway. Now we're going to set that on. So I got a bit of concealer on my hair, oh my god. So now to set that, I'll be using the very first shade on the by Bell palette. And then we'll be grabbing Summer Yum again and dabbing just a tiny bit on our blending brush, tapping the excess off and blending just where your cut crease ends, so it's warm. Now those two palettes don't have much of a burnt orange or burnt gold. I'll be using a different palette for that shade. I'll be going in with my Morphe 350, and I'm just using that very end shade on the second row right over there. And I'm going to be placing this just exactly where and a bit further off blending shade that we used, because I still want the inner corners to be very white. Now I know I do have some fallout on the bottom half of my eyes, and if you do, I'm just going to show you how to get rid of them, but in a sec. I want to finish this eye look first. Next we're going to have two steps to this little product over here. We're going to use it wet and dry. So what this is a loose product. It's from Napoleon Perdis, and it's their loose eye dust in the shade Honey Child. And what I'm going to do is use two different brushes, one with MAC Fix Plus and the second one with nothing at all. And then with any brush, it doesn't really matter because I'm just going to be placing this product onto my eyelid. I'm going to wet my brush with my MAC Fix Plus, and I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll just be picking up product just like that. So that's what it looks like. And then on top of that orange shade that we used on our mobile lid, which is the middle of your eye, I'm just going to be placing that right on there. So see, this just creates a more foiled effect. And I do want this to look very intense, so I'm going to be using a lot of product. And then with a flat top brush, again, I'm going to be using that plum shade from the by Bell palette and just dabbing that. As you can see, I'm holding my brush from the very beginning, so I want this to look pretty intense. And I'm just going to blend the end of it together so it's not such a hard cut. Then the same thing on the other side. Now with a blending brush, again going in with the Napoleon Perdis, I'll just shake it a little bit to get more product. And I'll be dabbing my blending brush into there and going along slightly into my inner corner, just so it gives it that sort of buffed out effect. Now I'll show you how to clean up your under eyes because we have used a lot of product. But before I do that, I just really want to finish off my under eye look first. So now with a liner brush, make sure it's clean, going in with my MAC Fix Plus, dabbing it into that loose dust, and then right underneath where the middle of my underline is, I'll be placing this wet loose eye dust on there. Now I'm not being very precise with this, I'm just going as I feel, not bring it into the inner corner because we already do have some shimmer over there. So time to clean up my under eye. With the brush that I've used, my powder foundation, I'll just be rubbing that right along where my fallout has come, and then grabbing my banana shade from my Australis Queen C palette and just popping that on right there, so it just brightens that area up for you. So now for my liner, I'll be using my Maybelline Hyper Sharp Wing Liner. I'll pop that on. You guys know that I'm not really all the best. I have done a tutorial with my liner in it as well. I'll try to pop that down below, so if you guys want to see that, go and check it out. I'll just do my liner and I'll be right back with you guys. So while my eyelash glue dries, well, gets tacky, I'll be going in with my Essence Get Big Lashes Volume Curl Mascara, and I'll just be applying a thin coat of this onto my lashes because I did have a lot of fallout from that loose eye dust, and then we'll worry about the lower lashes later on. So while that's all happening, I'll be going in with my Essence lip liner in the shade Satin Mauve. Now for this look, I am going to go a bit nude on the lips because it's so intense and so glamorous that I don't want to override my look with the lip. So for my lashes, I'll be using a pair of lashes that I purchased from eBay. These are really cheap, but they're really they're wearable. I mean, for an eBay brand, they're absolutely stunning. So I'll show you what they look like up close. That's them over there. They're very fluffy, very pretty as well. If you guys want to know where I purchased it from, I'll leave a link in the description bar below so you guys can pick yourself a pair. I think they were $1 each. Don't quote me, but as far as I remember, they're $1 each. Okay, now that my top lashes are done, I'm going to be going in and putting my mascara on my lower lashes and just running it along my top lashes as well so the two lashes can blend in together. So now for my waterline, I'll be using the NYX Jumbo Pencil Crayon in the shade 712 Plush Red. Now I know this is very out there, but for brown eyes, honestly, red suits like there's no tomorrow. Red, blue and green is amazing with brown eyes. I'll just go in and pop that on as well. Oh my god, and this is so buttery. Oh my god, I am so amazed. This is honestly the first time I am using red eyeliner, and I think I just fell in love. And then on top of my lips, I'll be going in with my NYX Suede Cream Lipstick Rouge in the shade 04 Soft Spoken. Ever since buying this from the Priceline haul, honestly guys, I have just used this left, right and center almost every time I left the house. What I like to do with this product is so it's not so intense and so the eye makeup does stand out a lot more, because this can be a very intense sort of application, very opaque. I'm just going to be dabbing her onto my bottom lip and buffing that shade out with a very light hand, and then using my fingers to blend it out all together. These lipsticks honestly do last forever. I ate, I drank, I talked, I interacted all day, I laughed. Didn't come off till I actually took it off myself. So here comes the fun part. I've decided I'm going to use a Diamante right in the middle of my lower lash line. So I've got her on my finger. I don't know if you guys can see, but I don't want to lose it. So there she is. And with my leftover glue, eyelash glue, because it's very tacky at the moment, it's going to stick. So I'm going to be putting that onto the end of my Diamante, grabbing it with a pair of tweezers, and I'm not going to be able to do this properly on camera because it is my first time, but I'll show you as much as I can without losing the Diamante. And I'll be placing it right there. So can you guys see that? And allowing that to dry clean. So this is the end result. I really did love the way it did turn out. I'm amazed at the fact that I have pulled off the red look. I mean, it's amazing how the mauve sort of and the browns and ashes and gold and red along with the Diamante ended out really well together. This is a perfect look if you're going for a festival or if you're going out with your girls on the weekend or on Friday night or whatever. It's something different. You guys know that this is very out of my comfort zone and I'm all for that. I really did like the way it turned out and it rocks with me. If it rocks with you, give it a try. So if you guys did enjoy this video as much as I did filming it, please give it a like. Comments down below on what you guys want to see me do next. Subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. And until then guys, I'll see you next time. Bye!